He had tried many times before. The man was not lazy. He was tired. Every morning, he woke up with hope. Every night, he slept with regret. He wanted to learn many things: reading, writing, speaking better, understanding life. But every time he started, he stopped after a few days. He always said the same words to himself: I am too old now. I am not smart like others. I miss my time. These thoughts followed him like shadows. One evening, he sat alone in a small room. Old books were on the table. Some were half-read. Some were never opened again. He touched one book and sighed. I start with fire, he whispered, but I end with ash. That night, he decided to walk. Not to escape, but to breathe. The road was quiet. The air was cold. As he walked, his mind kept talking. It reminded him of every failure, every time he quit, every time he felt stupid. Then he saw a small tea shop. It was old, simple, almost forgotten. Inside, an old man was sitting alone. He was calm. His eyes were sharp but kind. He was pouring tea slowly, as if time did not exist. The man sat down without asking. The old man smiled. You look tired, he said. The man laughed softly. I am tired of starting, he replied, and tired of failing. The old man did not answer quickly. He poured tea. He waited. Then he asked one strange question. Tell me, he said, when you start learning something new, do you go as a beginner or as an expert? The man was confused. What do you mean? The old man leaned forward. Do you start with curiosity or with pride? That question hurt. The man felt something break inside him. He realized something painful. Every time he started learning, he carried his past with him, his age, his failures, his fear. He wanted fast results. He wanted respect. He wanted to look smart. He never wanted to look foolish. The old man smiled again. That, he said, is why you stop. The man frowned. So what should I do? The old man lifted the cup. Empty it. The man looked at the cup. It was already full. I cannot, he said. The old man laughed softly. Exactly. The man did not understand yet, but something felt important. The old man spoke slowly, using simple words. When your mind is full, he said, nothing new can enter. You think you know. You think you understand. But learning begins when you accept that you don't. The man stayed silent. The old man continued. In Japan, there's a word, Shoshin. It means beginner's mind. It means staying open, curious, fresh, no matter how old you are. The man felt something move inside his chest. But I am not young, he said quietly. The old man nodded. Good. Then you have no excuse to pretend. That night, the old man gave him a small task. Tomorrow, he said, choose one simple thing you want to learn. Just one. Not for success. Not for praise. Just to feel new again. The man nodded. But listen, the old man added. You must fail. And you must smile when you fail. The man laughed nervously. That sounds hard. The old man smiled. That is why most people never do it. The next morning, the man chose something very small. He decided to learn how to draw a straight line. Not a face. Not a picture. Just a straight line. His mind laughed at him. This is stupid, it said. But he remembered the teacup. He took a pen. He drew a line. It was not straight. He felt shame rise inside him. His hand wanted to stop. Then he remembered the old man's words. Fail and smile. So he smiled. He drew another line. And another. After 10 minutes, nothing magical happened. He was still bad. The lines were still ugly. But something strange happened. He did not quit. For the first time, he was not trying to prove anything. He was not rushing. He was not angry. He was simply present. That evening, he returned to the tea shop. The old man was waiting. Well, he asked. The man showed the paper. They are bad, he said. The old man nodded. Good. The man blinked. Good. Yes, the old man replied. Because today you did not fight yourself. You learned how to stay. The man sat down slowly. The old man leaned closer. Most people waste their energy, he said, not on learning, but on protecting their ego. They fear looking small, so they stay small. The words hit deep. The old man continued. When you keep beginner's mind, he said, you move fast in the long run. You learn deeper. You enjoy the process. The man looked at his hands. For 7 days, the old man said, do the same thing. Just 10 minutes. No goal. No pressure. And after 7 days, the man asked. The old man smiled. Then you will see something dangerous. What? The man asked. You will see that age was never the problem, the old man said. Your mind was. That night, the man walked home slowly. The road felt different. He realized something important. He was not late. He was just beginning. And this time, he chose to stay new. The man did not miss a single day. For 7 days, he came back to the small tea shop, sometimes in the morning, sometimes at night. Each day, he carried a few papers in his hand. The lines were still not perfect, but something else had changed. His face was calmer. The old man noticed it immediately. You stayed, the old man said. The man nodded. I wanted to quit, he replied, many times. The old man smiled. Of course you did. That is normal. The man sat down and looked at the table. But I don't understand, he said. I practiced something very small. Why was it still so hard? The old man poured tea slowly. Because, he said, you were not fighting the task. You were fighting yourself. The man stayed silent. The old man continued. Every learner carries invisible weight, he said. Old habits, old beliefs, old fear. Before learning something new, you must unlearn something old. The word unlearn felt strange. The man frowned. So learning is not about adding more. The old man shook his head. Not at first. First, you must remove. That day, the old man gave him a new challenge. For the next lesson, he said, you will do the same task again. The man smiled. That is easy, he said. The old man raised one finger. But this time, he said, you must notice every thought in your head. The man laughed softly. That sounds harder. It is, the old man replied. The next morning, the man sat with his pen again. He drew a line. Immediately, his mind spoke. This is boring. You should be better by now. Others learn faster. The man stopped. He had never noticed these thoughts before. They were always there, pushing him, judging him, rushing him. He felt annoyed. How can I learn like this? He thought. Then he remembered the old man's words. Notice. Do not fight. So he kept drawing. Each line came with a thought. Each thought came with pressure. His hand became tight. His breathing became fast. He stopped again. For the first time, he understood something painful. He was not impatient with learning. He was impatient with being a beginner. That evening, he returned to the tea shop. The old man was waiting. I understand now, the man said. My mind keeps telling me who I should be. The old man nodded. That voice, he said, was built over many years. It protected you once, but now it blocks you. So how do I silence it? The man asked. The old man smiled. You don't. The man looked confused. You listen, the old man continued. Then you choose not to obey. The next lesson was simple but strange. For 3 days, the old man said, you will practice something new, but you must do it badly on purpose. The man's eyes widened. On purpose? Yes, the old man said. You must allow mistakes. Big ones. The man felt uncomfortable. He chose to learn a new skill. Speaking a new language. Just a few basic words. The first day, he spoke slowly. His accent was wrong. His words were broken. He felt heat in his face. Shame. Fear. His mind screamed. Stop. But he did not stop. The second day, he spoke again. Still bad. Still slow. Still wrong. Something strange happened. The fear became smaller. The third day, he smiled while making mistakes. That night, he returned to the tea shop with bright eyes. I felt free, he said, when I stopped trying to sound smart. The old man nodded. That is beginner's mind, he said. Freedom from pretending. The man leaned forward. But why do people hate this feeling? The old man looked at the dark sky. Because, he said, being a beginner feels like standing without armor. The man understood. Armor was pride. Armor was excuses. Armor was pretending to know. Without it, he felt naked, but also lighter. The old man continued. Most people quit learning, he said, not because it is hard, but because it hurts their image. The man stayed quiet. The next challenge came with a warning. For one day, the old man said, you will repeat one small action 100 times. 100, the man asked. Yes, the old man said, slowly, with full attention. The man chose a simple task, writing one sentence clearly. At first, it felt easy. After 20 times, boredom came. After 50 times, frustration came. After 70 times, anger came. His mind begged him to stop. At 90 times, something broke. He stopped thinking. His hand moved without tension. His breath slowed. The sentence became smoother. By the 100th time, he felt calm. That night, the old man looked at his work. You crossed the door today, he said. What door? The man asked. The door between effort and flow, the old man replied. The man smiled. But remember, the old man added, this door only opens when ego gets tired. The man laughed. He finally understood something simple. Learning was not about talent. It was about patience with boredom. The old man gave one final lesson that day. Never ask, he said, how fast can I learn? The man nodded. Ask instead, the old man continued, how long can I stay curious? As the man walked home, he felt different. He was still slow, still imperfect. But now, he was not running away from that. He was learning how to stay. And for the first time, staying felt powerful. The man thought he had learned enough. He felt calmer. He quit less. He feared mistakes less. But deep inside, one question remained. How do I learn faster without losing this calm? When he reached the tea shop that evening, the old man was already waiting. You are ready, the old man said. Ready for what? The man asked. To use tools, the old man replied. The man smiled. I thought beginner's mind had no rules. The old man laughed softly. Beginner's mind has no ego, he said, but it loves simple tools. The old man placed 4 small stones on the table. Each stone is a tool, he said. Not magic, just honest. The man leaned closer. The first tool, small time. You practice too long, the old man said. The man looked surprised. Too long. Yes, the old man replied. Long practice feeds pride. Short practice feeds focus. The man was confused. The old man explained. When people say they will practice for 1 hour, he said, they feel strong, but they delay. They negotiate. They quit. He pushed the first stone forward. With beginner's mind, he continued, you practice for 10 minutes. No more, no less. The man tried it that night. He chose reading. Just 10 minutes. Something strange happened. Because time was short, his mind stopped wandering. He did not rush. He did not fear boredom. When 10 minutes ended, he wanted more. He smiled. The second tool, forget and remember. The next day, the old man placed the second stone forward. You remember by forgetting, he said. The man frowned. That sounds wrong. The old man nodded. Good. That means you are listening. He explained slowly. When you read or practice something, he said, your mind feels full, but that fullness is false. He asked the man to read a short paragraph. Then he took the paper away. Now, the old man said, tell me what you remember. The man struggled. He forgot many words. He felt embarrassed. The old man smiled. That struggle, he said, is where memory grows. For the next days, the man practiced this way. Read a little. Stop. Recall. Fail. Recall again. Each time, the recall became stronger. He realized something important. Forgetting was not failure. It was part of learning. The third tool, teach the air. On the third evening, the old man gave the strangest task. You will teach, he said. The man laughed. Teach you? I am still a beginner. The old man pointed to the empty street. Teach the air, he said. The man felt foolish. That night, he stood alone and explained what he learned, out loud. At first, his words were messy. He stopped often. He felt stupid. But then something changed. When he tried to explain, gaps appeared. Things he thought he understood became unclear. The next day, he studied again. Then he taught again. Slowly, his thinking became clean. He realized something powerful. When you teach, your lies disappear. The fourth tool, play like a child. The final stone stayed still. The old man looked serious. This tool, he said, is the most dangerous. Why? The man asked. Because adults fear it, the old man replied. The tool was play. The old man explained. Children learn fast, he said, not because they are smart, but because they play. The man tried it. Instead of perfect practice, he made games. He timed himself. He changed rules. He laughed at mistakes. Learning became light. But then, something unexpected happened. He improved faster. The man returned to the tea shop excited. I learned more this week, he said, than in many months. The old man nodded. Tools save time, he said, but only if ego stays quiet. That evening, the old man gave him a test. You must choose one tool, he said. Only one. Use it tomorrow. The man chose small time. The next day, he failed. 10 minutes felt too short. He felt rushed, unhappy. That night, he returned frustrated. I chose wrong, he said. The old man smiled. No, he said. You learned. The old man leaned closer. Tools are not weapons, he said. They are mirrors. They show you where you resist. The man thought deeply. The next day, he tried forget and remember. It was uncomfortable, but it worked. The lesson was clear. No tool is best. The best tool is the one you avoid. The old man gave one final warning. Never collect tools, he said. Use them. As the man walked home, he understood something new. Beginner's mind was not empty. It was flexible. It did not cling to one way. It adjusted. It listened. And slowly, the man realized he was no longer asking, am I good at this? He was asking, what is this teaching me? And that question made all the difference. The man thought he was ready. He had practiced in silence. He had failed alone. He had learned without fear. But life does not test people in quiet rooms. It tests them in front of others. One morning, the man woke up with a strange feeling. His heart was heavy. His hands were cold. Something important was coming. That day, the town announced a small public gathering. People would share what they had been learning. Nothing big, nothing serious. Just a simple stage, a simple crowd. But the man felt fear rise inside him. His mind whispered old words. What if you fail again? What if they remember your past? What if you look foolish? He almost stayed home. But then he remembered the old man's calm voice. Beginner's mind stays open, even under fire. So he went. The place was small. A few chairs, soft lights, familiar faces, faces that had seen him quit many times before. That made it worse. He sat in the back, watching others. Some people spoke with confidence. Some showed skills proudly. The man felt smaller with every minute. His turn was coming. His chest felt tight. His mouth was dry. For a moment, he thought about leaving quietly. No one would stop him. Then he remembered the first lesson. Fail and smile. His name was called. He stood up. Each step felt heavy. Each eye felt sharp. He stood on the small stage and looked at the crowd. For a few seconds, he forgot everything. His mind went blank. The silence felt loud. Then he began. Slowly, not perfectly. He shared what he had been learning. He spoke in simple words. His voice shook. Halfway through, it happened. He made a mistake. A clear mistake. He said the wrong word. He paused too long. A few people exchanged looks. His heart dropped. Old fear rushed back. This is it. His mind screamed. You have failed again. His body wanted to escape. Then something new happened. He noticed his breath. He noticed his feet on the ground. He noticed a feeling instead of fighting it. He remembered the tools. Small time. Forget and remember. Teach to learn. Play. He smiled. Not for the crowd. For himself. He continued. He corrected the mistake calmly. He laughed softly at himself. The tension broke. The crowd relaxed. He finished. The room was quiet for a second. Then came soft claps. Not loud, not wild, but real. The man walked off the stage slowly. His legs were shaking, but his heart felt light. Outside, he sat alone for a moment, breathing deeply. He did not feel proud. He felt free. That night, he went straight to the tea shop. The old man was there. You went, the old man said. Yes, the man replied. You failed, the old man asked. Yes, the man said again. The old man smiled. And you stayed. The man nodded. That, the old man said, is a real test. The man sat quietly. I almost ran, he admitted. The old fear came back. The old man nodded. Fear never leaves, he said. It just changes its voice. The old man poured tea. Beginner's mind, he continued, does not kill fear. It listens to it, then moves anyway. The man looked at his hands. I was slow, he said. Not perfect. The old man leaned forward. Good, he said. Perfection freezes. Slowness flows. The old man then asked a surprising question. Did you notice the moment when you almost lost yourself? The man nodded. That moment, the old man said, is when most people quit for life. The man felt the weight of that truth. The old man continued. Public eyes are heavy, he said. They turn learning into performance. The man remembered the faces. So how do I protect beginner's mind? He asked. The old man smiled. You don't protect it, he said. You practice it under pressure. The next lesson was harder. For the next week, the old man said, you will practice where others can see. The man felt nervous. Every day, the old man continued, you will show unfinished work. That sounds painful, the man said. Yes, the old man replied. That is why it works. The man did it. He spoke before he was ready. He shared before he was confident. He showed rough work. Some people smiled. Some ignored him. Some judged. But something strange happened. The pain became smaller. The man realized something important. Judgment hurts most when we judge ourselves first. One evening, after another public practice, the man sat quietly. He thought about his past. All the times he quit. All the times he hid. He saw a pattern. He did not quit because he was bad. He quit because he wanted approval before growth. That night, he returned to the tea shop. The old man listened carefully. You passed the test, the old man said. I don't feel like a winner, the man replied. The old man smiled. Good, he said. Winners stop. Learners continue. The old man gave one final lesson for the day. When eyes are watching, he said, return to breath. When mistakes happen, he said, return to curiosity. When shame appears, he said, return to beginner's mind. As the man walked home under the quiet sky, he understood something deeply. Learning is not tested in comfort. It is tested in exposure. And the man was no longer afraid of being seen learning. He was becoming strong where it mattered most. Time passed quietly, not in days, not in weeks, but in small moments that stacked together. The man kept learning, not fast, not loudly, but honestly. People around him noticed a change. He was not louder, he was not showing off, but he did not quit anymore. That alone surprised them. One evening, the man walked past the old tea shop. It was closed. The wooden sign was gone. The light was off. For a moment, his heart felt heavy. He waited. The next day, he came again. Still closed. He realized something important. The teacher had not left him. The teacher had already done his work. The man sat outside the shop and smiled. He remembered the first day. The full cup. The shame. The fear. He remembered the first small line he drew. He remembered standing on the stage with shaking hands. None of it was perfect. All of it was necessary. Now, something new was happening. A young boy stood nearby, struggling with a notebook. He kept erasing the same line again and again. The man watched quietly. The boy sighed. "I can't do it," he said. The man felt a familiar pain. He sat beside the boy. "May I see?" the man asked. The boy nodded. The man looked at the page. It was messy. It was honest. The man smiled. "Draw it again," he said. "But this time, don't try to make it right." The boy looked confused. "Then what should I do?" he asked. "Just draw," the man replied. "And stay." The boy tried again. It was still wrong, but he did not stop. The man felt something deep inside. He was passing something on. Days turned into months. The man kept learning new things. Slowly, simply, publicly. Some days were hard. Some days were boring. But he no longer asked dangerous questions like, "Am I good enough? Is this too late?" Instead, he asked better ones. "Did I show up today? Did I stay curious?" One evening, someone asked him a question. "You learn so many things." They said, "What is your secret?" The man paused. He remembered the teacup. "I stay empty," he said. They laughed, but he meant it. That night, the man sat alone and wrote 5 simple rules for himself. Not goals. Rules. Rule 1. Start small. He wrote, 10 minutes is enough. Big plans scared him. Small steps invited him. Rule 2. Allow mistakes. He wrote, "If I don't fail, I'm not learning." Mistakes were not enemies anymore. They were signs of movement. Rule 3. Practice in public. He wrote, "Hide less. Learn more." Being seen had lost its power. Rule 4. Teach what you learn. He wrote, "If I can explain it simply, I understand it." Teaching kept his mind clean. Rule 5. Stay new. He wrote the last rule slowly. Never graduate from being a beginner. The man folded the paper. He did not hang it on a wall. He kept it in his pocket. One day, the town held another small gathering. The man stood near the back again. But this time, he was calm. A young woman stood on the stage. Her voice shook. Her hands trembled. People whispered. The man remembered himself. He clapped first. Not loudly, but honestly. Others followed. The woman smiled and continued. In that moment, the man understood the final lesson. Beginner's mind is not just for learning. It is for living. Later that night, he walked past the old tea shop one last time. In the window, someone had left a small note. It said, "Stay open." The man smiled. He did not need the old man anymore. He carried him inside. As he walked home under the quiet sky, he felt something rare. Peace without stopping. Confidence without pride. Progress without pressure. He was still a beginner. And that was his strength. Series ending message you can use as final voiceover. You are not late. You are not broken. You don't need permission to start again. Stay curious. Stay small. Stay new. This is the power of beginner's mind.